Hey everybody, it's Tiffany O'Brien, and today is February 8th, 2021, and I'd like to take some time to go over our hybrid learning plan with all of you so that you have the information in preparation for March 1st, which is when we're going to be opening our doors to students. So with that said, I'd like to take some time to go through a lot of information. As you can see here on the table of contents, I'm not going to read everything verbatim. I'm going to do a lot of summarizing and paraphrasing. However, I am going to kind of read this introduction to you to start off because a lot of important information is here. So without further ado, let's get started. The spread of coronavirus through the nation required EEACS to close school in an effort to limit the spread of coronavirus for the welfare of students and staff. As a result, EEACS has implemented a robust virtual learning model of instruction to provide academic learning opportunities for students throughout the 2021 school year. Over the last several months, students and teachers have persevered through the challenge of learning to teach and learn their grade level curriculum, including the use of assessments, intervention, and special services, all delivered remotely. EEACS is now at a point where we are ready to open the doors to our building and offer in-person instruction and still offer virtual instruction to students who choose to stay online. The hybrid learning plan will continue to be facilitated through our online learning platforms for both students who are physically in the building and who are online. Students will receive the same instruction from their same teachers regardless of their location. For students who choose to return for in-person learning, will be placed on a rotating schedule that will provide a safe space for them while they are back in the building. Each grade level will be split in half according to their last names, an A group for A through L names, and a B group for M through Z names. All A group students will come to school on Mondays and Tuesdays. All B group students will come to school on Thursdays and Fridays. This will allow a safe space for students to socially distance in their classrooms. Both groups will be home on Wednesdays, so cleaning and disinfecting can occur in the building. Teachers will utilize the Google Classroom so that students can access materials and announcements no matter where they are. While students are home, they will be required to Zoom in to the classroom and complete their assignments for all subjects. Certain students that are at high risk, such as some special education students and students who receive intensive interventions, will be offered an in-person learning 4 days a week. This is in an effort to support our more vulnerable students and to make up services that have been missed due to virtual learning and the missed instructional time at the end of last school year. Students with IEPs, 504s, and English language learners will continue to receive full compliance of services according to state and federal guidelines. Thank you for entrusting us with your student and giving us the opportunity to provide them with an education that is challenging and that meets their individual needs. This plan is going to cover 3 main areas, as you can see: content delivery, digital resources, and instructional support. And there are multiple terms that I am going to reference throughout the plan. These are terms that you should already be familiar with, such as asynchronous and synchronous learning, as well as hybrid and virtual learning. Zoom will still be our video conferencing platform that we will continue to utilize as well. Okay, so let's get started here with our general program details. You can see our schedule here. This table outlines Group A, Group B, and Group C, which we are identifying as our complex learners. And like I said a little while ago, those are our students, some of our students who have IEPs and some of our students who receive intensive interventions. We would like to offer them 4 days a week instead of 2. So as you can see, Group A will be in the building Monday and Tuesday and will be home Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You can also see that Group B will be at home Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and will be in the building Thursday and Friday. And then finally, you can see Group C will be in the building Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then home on Wednesday. One thing to note is that EEACS understands that some households have multiple students. So our solution for ensuring that each family unit attends the building on the same day is outlined here below. So as I previously said, students with the last name ending in A through L will be Group A, and students with the last name ending in M through Z will be Group B. Complex learners will be considered Group C. Each household is going to be based on the oldest student's hybrid group assignment. So we have about 65 households that have more than one student in the home. And we would like to make sure it is convenient for parents and that each parent who is in this situation is sending all of the students in the house on the same days. Our solution for that is to go by the oldest students group in that household. So for example, if there is a 10th grader with the last name Smith and a 3rd grader with the last name Cortez in one household, then both students would be in the B group in respect to the 10th grader's last name beginning in S. Okay, so now we have our instructional resources, and basically what we have in this part of the plan is a breakdown of the K through 4, the 5 through 8, and the 9 through 12 schedules. So again, students will continue to utilize the online platforms with teacher support while they're in the building. In elementary, this is what their general schedule will look like. It will look a little different across each grade and class, but they will have their assembly first thing, followed by GGI, and then morning academic time. Then they will have lunch, and then afternoon academic time, with dismissal being 3:15. Middle school, same thing. They will be back to their regular daily schedule, and it's outlined here. They have their 9 periods beginning at, the doors open at 7:45, but it takes them through all the way up until 3:15 like we had last school year. And then high school, same thing. Now they have 5 periods in their day. And these schedules are different from what the students are doing right now. So teachers will be posting these so that everyone is informed of what the change is going to be as of March 1st, and these will also be available on the website. All right, so now we have the assessment section. All right, so students across all 3 schools will continue to have their assessments. They continue to do benchmark assessments, classroom assessments, and even state tests are still scheduled. So as of now, nothing is canceled, and we will move forward with developing a logistical plan for administering the Access, the PSSA, and the Keystone assessments. We will strategically administer these tests operating under the CDC guidelines and state testing security protocols. If anything changes about these state assessments, we will notify everyone immediately. Next, we have attendance. Nothing has changed here. We will continue to follow our regular attendance and truancy policy, which is outlined here. However, I must reiterate the importance of attendance and that students must be accessing their learning platforms, whether they are in the building or at home. And they must also be completing their assignments in order to be counted as present. All right, in terms of accountability for everyone, our teachers will continue to plan for students to move forward in their curriculum and adjust as they need to. Teachers will do their best to ensure students are engaged and in attendance each and every day. Students are expected to be logging in every day, like I mentioned earlier, and be engaged in their lessons and assignments. We have adjusted our graduation requirements a bit in order to support our seniors this school year. We have reduced the credits required and provided an opportunity for students to drop courses that they were not needed in order to graduate. And we also continue to require the 25 cumulative community service hours. All right, modified content delivery. It is our responsibility as a school to ensure that a free and appropriate public education is provided to our students. And this section basically outlines some guidance on how we will be supporting our special education and gifted students, our English language learners, any students that we have in housing transition, and students that have a 504 plan. The bottom line is that we will be in compliance with the services students are entitled to receive, although they may look different than they normally would. As many of you are well aware of that, we've been conducting these services remotely over the past several months, and it has looked very different. Okay, next we have digital resources. We have made sure that all of our teachers have a second laptop to accommodate their instruction for both their in-person and virtual students, as well as a cart to mobilize their laptops if needed. In addition, all students were provided a laptop at the beginning of the school year, and they will be expected to continue to use their laptop as we transition to hybrid. Students should have their bag that the school provided them at the beginning of the year when their laptop was issued. And we are expecting that students use that bag to transport their device when they come to school. Students are also expected to fully charge their device each night so they are coming to school prepared. Each classroom is being equipped with a charging station. However, not to overload the station and take time from instruction, it is expected that students charge their device as part of their homework and preparation for their in-person school day. All right, also tech support will continue to be encouraged. So whenever technical issues arise, please use our email techsupport@eeschools.org if and when tech issues happen at home. All right, our software resources will remain the platforms that we have been using, as I mentioned earlier, Accelerate for K through 5 and Apex for 6 through 12. However, additional resources are accessible through Clever and Google Classroom. Even though students will be in the building, they will continue to use these platforms in tandem with teacher support. Lastly, for this section, we have enhanced our infrastructure by increasing our internet broadband to handle all of the Wi-Fi that will be happening across our building. Okay, next we have instructional support. Virtual learning has provided teachers with lots of opportunity to get creative with their teaching. And with this transition to hybrid, there are lots more opportunities, and this list is kind of, ever evolving. So you can see lots of techniques and strategies that we are encouraging our teachers to utilize through the hybrid program. There are two at the very bottom. Multi-tiered system of support is our MTSS program. That's how we are supporting students who are in need of intervention or enrichment. And then we also have our SAP program, which is our student assistance program that we will continue to offer. And these are important supports that we have in place for our teachers who are supporting our students. Okay, parent instructional supports. Here we also have a list of supports for parents and some feedback that we just have for kind of trying to operate this new hybrid platform that we're going to be doing. Please take advantage of the Parent University, which is on our website. There's lots of resources there for parents, tutorials, how-tos. And then again, just this is a new schedule and a change for students. It's not going to look as it did when we were in school last year before the pandemic. So please talk to them about these changes and please adjust your schedule at home and your routine at home the best that you can. We know this is a challenge for many, and we will do everything we can to support you. But, just take some time to talk to your child about this, reassess your learning space at home. Just reach out if you have any concerns. That's what we are here for. All right, so here we have The student privacy and safety section, this is referencing the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, otherwise known as FERPA. This is to protect students' personally identifiable information. So we will continue to ensure the safety of students. In addition, our health and safety plan is accessible via this link. It goes straight to our website. You can pull it right off the website and review it. This plan outlines all of the procedures and the protocols in accordance with CDC guidelines. So if you have any questions about these things, please review the plan or feel free to reach out to our pandemic coordinator, Dave Safransky. And here is his email in the plan. All right, some important dates coming up. So we have a timeline here so you know what to expect over the next few weeks. We have team leaders calling parents this week to ask what their selection is for student learning beginning March 1st until the remainder of the school year. We would like to have confirmation on all students by the end of the week, which is February 12th. We will be holding an information session for all students and families on February 22nd at 6 p.m. So please log in, hear more specific information, ask your questions. And finally, we have our hybrid plan beginning on March 1st. Please keep in mind that is our plan. That is what we are moving towards. However, at any time, external factors can prohibit us from moving forward with this plan, and we would definitely notify all students, families, staff immediately if this date was to change. All right, we have a personnel section here, and this section basically explains that we are doing the best that we can and coming up with a plan to the best of our abilities to support students in the building. And we have a lot of staff who have roles and responsibilities that look a little bit different during this time. So some examples are some of our specials teachers. We might not be offering the normal special class that is normally offered, and those special teachers might be pulling students for extra support, or they might be pushing into classrooms for extra support. Another example is team leaders and community coaches. We have those staff members making welfare visits and lots of phone calls. They're even distributing family meals to our family and community on Mondays. So, you know, like I said earlier, we're doing all that we can to support our students. So things might look a little different as far as staff expectations go until we get through this time. Okay, here we have student meals. We are going to continue to provide student meals. If you have a virtual student, the pickup time is now going to be on Wednesdays between 11 and 2 p.m. Again, it will be a week's worth of food, 5 breakfasts and 5 lunches/dinners, and pickup will remain on the west side of the building where the meal service sign leads you. Also, students who are coming into school will not need to drive in at that designated time frame to pick up. They will simply take home their meals while they are in the building. So students in track A will be taking their food home on Tuesdays, and then students in track B and C will take their food home on Friday. All right, and lastly, here we have our EEACS program components. So this is, you know, the heart of what we do, our assembly, our GGI, our monthly awards, our ratings, and just our norms that we have for students and staff. And those will all continue to be part of our program and our expectations through the hybrid learning program. Last and probably most importantly to know with the program is the uniform change. We are expecting students to wear pants and a collared shirt in lieu of their regular school uniform. So you will not need to purchase a uniform. You will just need to have pants, no jeans, and a collared shirt. Okay. So that was a lot of information. This plan is going to be posted on the website and on Facebook. And we also created a sheet at a glance, which looks like this for each school. So elementary, middle, and high school has an information sheet in English and in Spanish that you can reference. And this sheet is very helpful because it has the schedule at the top. It also has a side-by-side comparison of what hybrid and what virtual look like for each school. Below, it has some other important information, such as supplies that will be needed for students who are coming back into the building. And then again, another way to access our health and safety plan. So again, that was a lot of information. And like I said earlier, this has been a very challenging year. And we know that teachers, students, and parents have been persevering through virtual learning. It's been quite a learning curve for everyone. And now we believe we are at the point where we are comfortable, we have adjusted, and we are ready to bring students back into the building. There is nothing that can truly replace face-to-face instruction and social learning for students. So please know that we will be following CDC guidelines, and we will do everything in our power to create a safe environment for both our students and our staff. So thank you so much for your time. Please stay safe, and we hope to see all of our families again very soon.